kind of noisy. Still out here in Santa Cruz. You can probably see the boardwalk behind me. You know what I mean? Lots of people out here right now, hanging out, trying to get to the cooler weather since it's been, you know, well over 100 degrees just about everywhere. It's like 75, 62 right now at, you know, 8 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night. So don't blame them, right? And so came out here today to get ready to do the 10K, the wharf to wharf tomorrow with my wife. We've been jaw-jacking back and forth with each other for the last couple months about me kicking her butt or her kicking my butt in this. So she experienced a time of a broken toe, which hindered her training a little bit. So we'll see what happens for tomorrow. But she probably won't perform at top peak just because she hasn't had a chance to really train the way she was wanting to. She's already talking about next year, like next year it's on next year. So I told her, honey, no matter what, you're still not gonna win. So I like the competitive spirit though, because that's how I function, right? I'm very competitive, and so we bring that out in each other, and so that's one of the things that makes our relationship special. I mean, I don't know if you can compete with your spouse or your significant other, but my hope is that you guys can have fun with it. You know what I mean? And I even gave her a little knuckle bump, and I said, honey, you always know what happens with me. And she's like, I know. You show up on game day, I show up, right? I show up and I show out no matter what. So coming ready for tomorrow. I got a game plan, see how it plays out. You know, if everything goes according to plan, we're Gucci, you know, but it's good. But today I posted, don't be afraid to do what's hard. You know what I mean? I think like a lot of us avoid hard stuff, right? For whatever reason. And I want to try to challenge people to be willing to step into the things that cause fear or the things that make people nervous. Like, I'm not good enough, right? Like, this is the only way we get to see who we truly are. And yesterday I talked about suffering. Going through suffering reveals our true selves. And so, who are you really when the times get hard, right? And so I want to encourage people to even create or be willing to walk through some of those hard times. And I'm not talking about like real hard times like death and or, you know, loss. I'm talking about like going for a promotion, right? Taking a job that you don't know if you're qualified for, right? Like not being afraid to tackle the things that are hard in our lives. Running a 10K, running a marathon, right? Competing in weightlifting or powerlifting or something, right? Getting involved with something that you might not have ever really thought that you would be one to participate in, but maybe have thought about it kind of on the outside. Don't be afraid to do it, right? Because I think those things challenge us, right? And they cause us to grow and to get out of ourselves. Like, I mean, when I would cut weight real hard and do a lot of fasting, I do a lot of running. Almost to the point where we have some friends, and they, you know, they like to make fun of me when I get to that stage, because I'll run like 5 to 10 miles a day, and they'd be like, "You got a runner's body," and I'm like, "I hate you. Don't you ever say that to me again," right? But I get into those rhythms where like I hate running, like with a passion. And so here we are, right? Getting ready to run this 10K with my wife, and I didn't really train as much as I would like to this year, but come next year, if she really thinks she's gonna push it, it's on. Like, let's go, right? I'll run 10Ks at the house on a regular basis. You know what I mean? But I do it to be with my wife. You know what I mean? And I hope that some of you guys can find some things that might be considered dumb or hard to you, to be with your spouse, right? Find ways to connect, right? Go for runs together, stuff like that. But I'm talking about like being willing to start businesses, right? Being willing to to do the things that bring fear into our lives, meet new people, speak right in front of people, jump out of an airplane, right? Do those things that cause you to second guess yourself, right? I was watching videos on Facebook today of some friends of mine who were trying to figure out how to deal with their fear of heights, right? And so they're on these cliffs and trying to jump off, and you know, one of the guys that I work with, he's literally like holding everybody's hand up there, and he's like, come on, you'll be okay, I got you, right? And the excitement and the joy they feel once they do it helps them to conquer fears, right? And that's why I say, like, don't be afraid to do what's hard, because those are the opportunities that we get to grow ourselves, right? We get to become new people, and we get to see who we really are, and we get to experience things maybe we've never experienced before, right? And so it's like, what are your hard things in your life, right? What are the things, right? Having kids, getting married, getting into a relationship, like those are things that some of us find very difficult. Telling somebody how you really feel, right? Being true with people about who you really are and the things that you experience in your life, right? Like these, go for long drive. I mean, there's all kinds, go take a flight somewhere. Like there's all kinds of stuff that we experience that some of us view to be very, very, very difficult in our life. And so I want to challenge people to do what's hard, right? Lose that weight, right? Quit using drugs or whatever substance you're using to get over or to deal with your emotions, right? Be by yourself. Don't get into a relationship, right? Like experience something that maybe you've been fearful about experiencing all your life. And so I just want to encourage people to do what's hard, right? Be comfortable doing the uncomfortable. Like that's the way we become the best version. Wes Watson says the only way that you can level up is to do things that don't fit your checkbook or your schedule, right? If they don't fit our checkbook and our schedule, it forces us to have to do some things differently than we've ever done before, and to make time and we have to tighten up our belts on some things and get our schedules in order and really become disciplined in order to make room for the new things that we're trying to do. And that's why you level up when things don't fit your checkbook or your schedule, because it forces us to have to do some things differently, or even cut some things off that we've been holding on to in order to get where we're trying to go. And that's why I've been talking about this no sugar thing for the longest time, not the longest time, for like the last couple days, right? I'm gonna do it. Screw it, right? We're gonna hit this hard, no sugar for the rest of our lives. And there's no room for failure, right? Like I tell people all the time, one of the guys that I work with said, what happens if I fail? We don't fail. You keep pushing, man, right? We find ways to get through it, right? And some of you are thinking, oh, you're crazy, you're not gonna fail, right? And we don't have, failure is an option, it's a choice, right? Failure is a choice. If I don't want to choose to fail, I won't, because I'll make the decisions that I need to make in order to get where I gotta go. The only one who can fail is me. I make the choice not to continue, not to pursue, not to be watchful, not to be mindful, not to do any of the things that I know I need to do in order to attain my goal. Outside of that, for me to fail is I have to make the decision to not, right? To not look at the ingredients, or not ask questions, or just eat whatever right? Like to just put food in my mouth that shouldn't be there. Right, my wife even said today, like, if you're really gonna do this, the only places you can shop are around the outsides of the supermarket, right? If it's not along the wall on the outside, you can't have it. And so, because I was telling her, like, I like to chew gum a lot, right? That's just kind of what I do. If I'm driving or something, I chew gum. And I go, man, I can't have gum no more. And she's like, no, if it's not on the outside wall, you can't have it, right? So if you walk the perimeter, that's where the fruit, the breads, the meats, the dairy is. That's what's on those outside walls. Outside of that, everything else comes in a box, or it's got preservatives and all kinds of unhealthy stuff in it. So I can't have it no more. But I'm not afraid to tackle the things that are hard, right? Like, no, I'm not afraid. I'm not going to allow fear or the thought of failure to stop me from becoming the best version of me. This is how we do it. We tackle the things that we don't want to tackle, the things that we think will cause us to feel some kind of way. And no, we work through it and we make it happen. And that's what I'm trying to do, right? I want to be the best version of me. And if being a better version of me means that no sugar is in my life, then that's what it has to be, right? No sugar. Screw it. I can sacrifice cheesecake and cupcakes and pies and all those things. Apple Hill pies and donuts. I can sacrifice them for the betterment of me and to give hope to people around me that this is possible. People need to see, man, that being healthy is something that we can do, and stop making excuses that you can just have one. If I can have one, then I can have one drink. I can have one hit on the pipe, and I can't. One is too many, 1,000 is never enough. And people need to quit telling people it's okay to have one. It's not okay. Stop telling people that. You'll kill people saying that. Stop telling people it's okay to have one. It's not. It's not, okay? Stop telling people that. We want to achieve goals. If I have just one, I will have 1,000. That's not okay. Stop telling people that. You will kill people with that information. That is misinformation. I'm sorry, but it has to be said. If you want to attain your goal, it takes everything that we have inside of us in order to get where we gotta go. It does. So get there. If you know where there is, get there. There's no excuse. I'm not there yet. If you know where there is, get there. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get somewhere, right? I'm trying to achieve some things because I promised my wife in 3 years I would have her retired. So I need to do a lot of work in order to get there so that she can have rest for the rest of her life and not have to worry about how we're gonna pay the bills. I will take care of that. I'm her husband. That's my job. It's my responsibility to take care of her and provide for her and protect her. That's my job. Men, I hope you accept that as your job too and stop asking your women and provide for you. You do the job that needs to be done to be the man in the relationship. So I just want to let you guys know, man, that we out here. The starting line, right, literally is right there. If you can see my hand, right there where it says casino. It's not really a casino, it's an arcade over here because we in Santa Cruz. This ain't no Indian reservation. There's no casino here. The starting line is right there. This area will be full of people in the morning, and I'll probably do a little broadcast on here so you guys can see all the people over there before it gets started. But it's gonna be good. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna run, walk, cry, hurt, do it all, and then we're gonna eat real good. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to let you guys know, man, don't be afraid to do what's hard. Don't be afraid. You are the only one who can control that. Don't be afraid to get where you gotta go and do the things you need to do to get where you need to become who you need to become. Do the hard stuff. God loves you, and so do I. I hope you have a great day, and God bless you.